All right. Welcome, guys. It is, I don't even know what the date is. It's August 16th.
16.
Hey. So, hi, everybody. I didn't get to say hi to everybody because we were chatting, but hi to everyone I didn't say hi to. I'm Dawn Spencer. I'm Superstar Director in Gurnee, Illinois. And Chris Danner is in the corner on my end. I don't know where she is with you guys. And she used to be in my area, but now she lives in Virginia. So Virginia Beach. But we are so excited you guys are on here tonight. We're going to have some good chats about incentive earning, being successful in your business, and busting those stinking thinking thoughts in our head that really do some self-sabotaging with our lives and our businesses and our success. So I hope you guys are excited. We will be doing some giveaways at the end, and we also will have some Q&A time at the end as well. So we're going to get started, and I'm going to, let me pull out my little agenda, make sure. So we're going to start off with a panel. And this panel there are a couple people that earned this recent incentive and actually took the trip to Alaska cruise. And but Chris is going to take over, and she's going to be asking them some questions. So go ahead, Chris, and I'm going to mute everybody. And then for those that are going to talk, you guys can unmute yourself.
Yeah. So we're really excited. We wanted to kick off. We wanted to talk about the incentive and the tracker. And by now you guys all have access to this information.
Sorry, you got muted. Hold on. Unmute yourself. Sorry.
You messing with me. So, okay, I don't know what you heard there, but you have all the information on your workstation to find out how to earn the incentive. Okay. And so there's one of 4 amazing incentive trips that if you work your business really smart, and we're going to give you some tips and tricks tonight to do that in the next 6 months, not only could you brag about winning an amazing trip, right? Like I like to brag about stuff like that because then people are like, wow, that's not just a hobby, that's a real big time thing she's doing, right? And the trips, we're going to hear from Lisa and Melissa. They're going to talk about the trip that they just went on to Alaska. They are top notch. Dawn and I have been on them before, and I personally am always a very frugal vacationer. I'm looking for the best deal. So that means sometimes I can't go to all the swanky places. And since he takes us to the swanky, nice places. So, but the final thing I want to say is if traveling isn't your thing, that's okay too. Okay. What you need to know, if you follow this and try to work your business the way that you have to set your goals to earn one of these incentive trips, you are going to get more freedom in your paychecks. You're going to, a byproduct of doing these things that Cincy lays out, a byproduct of that is increasing your commission checks. Many people are promoting, they are getting people in their teams to promote, and those things are going to dream about what do you want? Like furniture for your house? Like what could, if you worked your business really hard for the next 6 months, what could that bring you? Debt-free Christmas, getting out of debt, college tuition, a new car? What's your thing, right? And so don't be afraid to go for it, because even if you fell a little bit short, we always find that because we strived to get there, it brought us success in our business and an uptick in our paychecks. Okay. So you can track, this is a great little tracker I wanted to point out. You can find it if you go onto your workstation. It's under the other tab, or the incentive other, and then incentives, I think, is where you'll find it. And they will update your tracker there as well. Okay. And we'll take questions about how to earn, but I want to first and foremost, because I see Lisa. I see Lisa first, and Yana jumped on too. Yana also earned, so maybe Yana can answer some questions as well. I know she was at Great America all day, and sometimes when she's got Max with her, it's hard to talk. Maybe Max is sleeping because he's pooped out from Great America. Yana also earned, and Yana took the buyout. So Yana has a different perspective on earning and what that meant for her. But Lisa, I'm going to start with you. I want to just ask you, what was your best experience or the thing that you want to share the most about earning the trip to Alaska?
As far as about the trip itself? Or
Yeah.
earning it?
Mm-hmm.
The best experience about the trip was actually being there. Like, the scenery never got old. Like, it was time to leave, and I was telling the room attendant as we were leaving, I said, just, if you find me under the stairs somewhere, don't tell anybody. I'm just going to live at sea and work here. I didn't want to leave. It was amazing. It's just not something you see every day or even can imagine what it will be like. Now, I've been to Alaska before. I went to Alaska 10 years ago. This was a total different experience, being on a cruise in different areas of Alaska than I had been to. And it still didn't get old for me.
That's
It's like,
awesome.
I wanted to stay there forever.
It's like an experience of a lifetime. It's something that you
It
wouldn't have
is.
normally been
It's
able to
almost
just
like
see with a
traveling
show.
to a foreign country.
Yeah.
Because it's not somewhere you would just like, you can't drive there, obviously. It's not just somewhere that people would just go, oh yeah, well, on a regular basis, we're just going to Alaska. Like,
Yeah.
it's a
You'll
whole
always
different.
You'll always remember that experience. That's so cool. Melissa, what
Mhm.
about you? You were also on the trip, and I know Melissa and Lisa spent a lot of time and got together with their husbands, and
Oh yeah.
didn't one of you guys celebrate your birthday?
Melissa did.
Yeah, Melissa celebrated her birthday on the cruise, which was fun too. So do you have anything to add to what Lisa said?
Yeah, I mean, like she said, it was beautiful. Everything is paid for. They give you all these gifts. You know, you come back to your room and so you just feel like super spoiled. You go out and do your things for the day, and you come back and you've got a little package on your bed, and you just feel like spoiled. You just, all around spoiled. And then also the relationships,
Mhm.
like I got to hang out with Lisa a lot, and got to know her a lot more. And kind of like the director retreat a couple years ago, when you build those relationships and you meet new people, it just, it's priceless. You can't pay for that. I can pay for a trip to Alaska myself, but I'm not going to get that experience. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I met some other consultants that aren't from our team that are in different, states, that we became Facebook friends and we chit chat. It's just absolutely priceless, and it's something you can't get on your own.
Yeah. It's such an awesome reward. You're like surrounded, you get to spend a lot of free time just with your significant other and just with the people that you know, but then you also meet other people and you get to know Scentsy on a whole different level. So yeah, it is, the trips are beautiful experiences that you will never forget. So, and I know Yana is on here. Are you unmuted? Let's unmute Yana.
Richie? Hi.
Hey, so Yana, tell us what you did. You took the buyout, right?
I did.
To do the
Buyout. I've taken the buyout the last 2 years. Last year I used the buyout. Sorry, it's a little bit chaotic because we're driving, but last year I took the buyout because it just was better for my family. My husband and I were able to go to Hawaii with the money, and we also bought like living room furniture and paid off some medical bills, which was like one of the big reasons why I joined Scentsy, was my son had just astronomical NICU bills. And then this last year, the buyout was a little bit less, but it was still really helpful. I would have loved to go to Alaska, but my husband's work schedule wouldn't allow it. So we just used the money towards Well, we're saving a little bit of it because I'm hoping that we'll take some type of vacation, him and I, because that's important to me. But other than that, we just used it to just better our financial situation. We put some in savings and we went ahead and just paid off some more of those medical bills. So you know, that's like real life. Hopefully someday I will be able to take one of those trips, but it's just wasn't in the cards for me this summer.
Yeah.
So it looked, I saw all the pictures. I was so jealous. It was
We
green.
missed you.
I would have loved, yeah, my friend Sonia is on my team and she's in the car with me and she was mad that I didn't go take the trip. But I mean, when Scentsy does it, it's just like off the chain. But
For
they didn't
sure.
have to give us any money, so I really appreciate that because it's really nice, like from June to get like just suddenly you get an extra deposit. So it's just amazing.
Yeah. And it's been so generous that they've done that. Now, I will tell you guys, like, they don't have to do that. That's not written in stone that they have to do these buyouts. And so, you know, hearing what Yana has been able to do the past 2 years and earning the trip and take those buyouts and pay down some of the NICU debt and go to Hawaii, just her and her husband, save money for a trip for just her and her husband, and just have a little extra money. That is, I mean, does that give you guys, that gives me goosebumps. Like, it's real life things that are incredible. So you can see what these trips can do for people and how much of an inspiration, and it's well worth the work that you put in to get there. So I want to ask these ladies, I'm going to start with Yana first, then that way, because I know she's got to mute and unmute. But so Yana, two of the things that we need to earn the trip are sales and also sponsoring. What are 2 tips that you can give everyone that has been instrumental in you being able to be a 2-time back-to-back incentive earner?
So I definitely use my reports tab and I will look at the essential to certified, like that to see, it shows you exactly how much money that they need to earn, like the people on your team. So if I have someone who's already recruited, but they're at essential, like my goal is to get them to certified. They're certified, I'm going to just pour into those people. I follow those reports like super closely, because I want to get as many sponsoring points as I can. So I can tell you right now, like I have gone through again, and literally it's like the first thing I do in the morning is check to see like how everyone on the team is doing. Obviously, I'm still like offering the opportunity. All summer I have been kind of stockpiling parties to make sure if I have someone who really wants the opportunity, I could potentially give them a join kit for free right now. And then those people I'm going to work on as well. And then as far as sales go, like I just seriously have to hit at least like $3,000 every month. I would rather have it in the front end and then by December try to like hit the number that I'm kind of looking for. I try to really, really, really push the sales in the fall right now up until, you know, the end of January. I'm going to just keep on trying, because even if I do take the buyout again, or I don't know what next year is going to look like with COVID and all the things, who knows, monkeypox, something. I just want to be ready. Like the travel is like my big why, sort of. So I really want to make the trip. So I definitely utilize the reports tab, and I don't like write anybody off at all. If they're close to being certified, I will post on the Just Be page saying they are $300 from certifying. Like I will pour into my team, hype them up, get them going, like make them feel like they can achieve whatever they need. And obviously it's great to get new recruits, but that's kind of hard sometimes. So it's the people who've already joined on my front line I'm really focusing on. Sorry for being.
No, it's great, Yana. And Yana's got a large team. So right now, I mean, Yana's a director. So, you know, what she's talking about is really important for people with a team to focus on. If you've already got a team of people, it's important for you to look at your reports and see who on your team is at essential and could go to certified, or are they certified and could you work with them and help them get to lead? and get them inspired as well, right? Yana has worked really hard in her business and has earned annual mentor and annual sales. So when she says $3,000 a month, I'm just going to say it out loud. That's kick ass, right? Like that is really, I mean, pardon my language, but it is pretty incredible. So one more question for you. What is it that you do to get such great sales?
I take really good care of my customers and I follow up. I show up even when I don't want to, and kind of just have built a lot of relationships. I mean, if someone purchased something, I'm following up with them. I'll send them a voice message. Heck, I'll even call. It doesn't matter to me. Like a lot of my customers have become like my really good friends. So I genuinely care about them. You know, I remember their birthdays, those types of things. But I also, I mean, even before I did Scentsy full time, I was, you know, teaching and I had a newborn and I still was able to make it happen. I just constantly like offer, I use Project Broadcast. I mean, I just do all the things. Everything that everyone preaches about constantly, like I try to do them. Like this month is a tough month, but I mean, last month was a huge month. So even if it's a Disney, if it's anything, even if I'm not really into it, I'm still going to offer to all my customers. And I also I'm a pen and paper girl. I write down like who loves Disney. If they post something about Hocus Pocus, you better believe I might call them up or send them a message saying, hey, you love Hocus Pocus, I love Hocus Pocus. If, you know, I personally never even seen Alice in Wonderland, but I'm like, I never was into Disney until I started selling Scentsy. But anyways, like, I'm just not a Disney girl. But I definitely did interact. It's not super salesy with me. I share my son. I'm a hot mess. Don't brush my hair. I'm still going live, whatever it takes. So I just treat it like it's a business. So I want business results because I have to make it work. There is no other choice. I don't want to go back to teaching. So that's pretty much all.
I love it. She gave you guys a lot of big ideas, but I think the key takeaway is you will see Yana is open for business. People know that she's working a business. She's touching her customers, having conversations with them, staying in touch, and that's huge. And Dawn put in the chat, $3,000 in PRV is $1,000 a month in commission alone, right? That's without a team. That's just straight up paid off of your sales. So that is amazing. Okay, Yana, thank you. I know you have a lot going on. Thanks for coming on. I'm gonna now switch over to Melissa. We're gonna go back and we started with Lisa and we'll end with Lisa. So I'm gonna ask Melissa the same question as someone who earned the trip for two, and that requires high sales and high recruiting. So what are your top things that you did and focused on in order to get there?
I mean, a lot of what Yana said, it's the same thing. I mean, my main thing is to be authentic, be me. They all know who I am. I don't put on a front with anybody that I know, let alone my customers. And I'm consistent every single day in my group, and I build those relationships. So like Yana was saying, you know, she remembers their birthdays and that type, you know, I know their kids' names, I know where they work, I know, you know, sometimes I'll gift their kids things or whatever. We build more of a friendship than a dollar sign, you know what I mean? So one thing about that is when you are working towards a goal, those people stay loyal and they help you. They don't mind to help you. They don't mind to spend extra money because they want to see you succeed, because you genuinely build a relationship and a friendship versus, you know, you're nothing to me besides a sale. Like that's my biggest thing. What Yana said, building relationships to me, I feel like is what keeps me successful in my sales. And then I do other things, like I'll do mystery bags, or I was doing scent boxes, you know, to try to spice it up. And it's not just catalog sales. For this trip, I need to sell at least 5,000 PRV a month. I'm a pen and paper girl too. I track it on a piece of paper. This is where I'm starting this month. When next month comes, I'm going to reevaluate how many points I have. And now do I need to make something up from last month? Because August 1st, I'm going deep. I want that trip again.
And which trip do you want?
I want Cabo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there, but like I said, I can go again, but it's not going to be the same experience. Now with Disney, I just kind of winged Disney and I earned for one. But then when Alaska came around, I sat down with pen and paper and was like, how do I make this happen for 2 people? And this is the minimum of what I have to do each month, right? To get that to happen. And you're going to fall short. I fell short. You know, maybe I didn't recruit anybody in November, but that means in December, I need to try to recruit 2 people. Or maybe I didn't hit that, sales mark in October, but that means I got to work harder in November or vice versa. So I pen and paper it and every month I reevaluate it and see where I'm at.
You recruited someone already this month, right?
2, yeah.
2 people. Okay, so just one thing that works well for you when it comes to recruiting. What are you doing?
So what I've learned, and I had a hard time with this for years, like your best customers are going to be your best recruits. And here's why. So for years, I didn't want to recruit my customers. That takes PRV away from me, right? So I have learned to accept the fact that I need to see who's going to not me, but who's going to value from the opportunity of Scentsy. So when I have a customer spending $500 a month, she needs to know that you're spending this already. You can get you get all these rewards and you get commission back on your own purchases. So I've really just kind of reprogrammed my brain to, rather than spiel it, oh, join my team today, it's so fun, right? Who can actually benefit from Scentsy? And that's where I started this month. And I've signed up 2 of my really good customers and good friends. And, one of them is going to try to sell. The other one has no interest in selling. It's a personal thing whatsoever, and good for her. That's why I signed up 9 years ago.
And here you are.
And here I am.
Love it.
I'm going balls to the wall here. Like, I need this trip.
Here's the attitude that I have about this. So what you talked about with recruiting too, is that you can offer the opportunity, and a really good customer can try Scentsy for a season or a year or 5 years, and they may change their mind and say, I don't want to do it anymore. And they, guess what? You keep that good relationship with them, they can go back to being your customer.
Let me just say this. Let me just say this. One of the girls that I recruited that I just signed up, I literally have asked her, this is my 4th time in the last, year and a half of presenting the opportunity to her. And she's always said, no, nope, I'm not interested. Nope. I just want to be your customer. Right. But this time, she did a party for me and it did very well. And then I knew she wanted all these LTOs coming up. Right. And so I'm like, listen, hear me out one more time. And she said, let's do it. So just because they say no today doesn't mean they're going to say no later. When you see an opportunity that presents, to me, I seen lots of money back in her bank account from commission. And that's how I presented it to her, was like, girl, you're losing so much money, and she went for it. So don't take a no as a no forever. Be a pest like me. No, I'm kidding.
You're not a pest. You're awesome. You're so awesome. I love that. And it's a win-win. I always look at it as a win-win. That's the relationship side that Melissa, I hope if you get nothing less than what Melissa's saying to you, is that she looks out for her people, her customers. And when she sees that they could be getting a better deal, she's going to tell them about it. Right. And that's the join opportunity. In a sense, it's letting them know that they could be keeping money in their family's wallet instead of spending it all on Scentsy. I mean, let's be honest, that's helping, like that's good for Melissa, but why not try it, right? And so I try to look at the win-win. I try to think of it as a win-win situation as well. Okay, Lisa. So thanks, Melissa. You're the bomb.com. We love you.
I don't know about that, but you're welcome.
Awesome. Now, Lisa's the bomb.com too. And Lisa's always got incredible ideas. Lisa is I already know high PRV. You're like a high seller, right?
Yeah. I've
And
been
so
given the nickname the PRV Queen. So
what And you don't do you do a ton of parties?
This year, no, I've actually struggled getting parties
So
since
so what's your
spring,
scoop? So what's
but
your scoop?
I do a lot of events.
Okay.
I prefer events, vendor events over parties personally. So, hold on, sorry. I got someone knocking on my door. What? Okay, then go downstairs and ask Lily to come out of the suitcase, please. Thank you. Sorry, it's like bedtime for one child who actually started school. The other two don't start for 2 weeks. It's been crazy. But yeah, like I've always been able to get, I don't know how I always been able to get high PRV. I guess it's just comes to easy to me, natural. I don't really know. But I prefer the events just because it's more, I'm a one-on-one person. I love talking to people face to face. I love talking to people one-on-one. That's probably how I get such high PRV. Like even like, I mean, I post in my group regularly and consistently daily, but I reach out to people every single day, like one-on-one, Facebook Messenger, text, whatever, one-on-one every single day. A lot of people don't have time for that. Me, I'm lucky. I'm home. I work at home and I'm with my kids. So it's like first thing I do in the morning is I get up and message people because when people
What
get
do
up
you
and get ready
message?
for work,
What types of things do you message?
it's not even always about Scentsy. Like, I can just say, it's kind of like Melissa said, you got to build those connections and relationships and make friendships out of it all. So if it's somebody that I haven't talked to in a few weeks, it could be just a, hey, good morning. Just wanted to check in. Haven't talked to you in a while. How are you? Like it doesn't necessarily even have to be about Scentsy, but I always pick at least 4 or 5 people every single morning to message, whether it's about Scentsy or not, or something new is coming out and be like, hey, I know like I had messaged you before, new things coming. These are out. If you're interested, let me know and I'll send them a link. They may not respond right away. They may not respond at all. But most of the time when I send a message early in the morning, I get some kind of response or something at some point in the day, whether they're interested or not, or whether it's just a, hey, thanks for checking in on me. Things have been really crazy. Sorry, we haven't talked. We'll get together soon, whatever.
Right.
It's not always about Scentsy, but it's still about building those relationships and connections in their lives, whether you're really close to them or even know. Most of my customers, I don't even know in person. It's like I know them from Facebook. We're Facebook friends, so you see pictures, so you feel like but I've never met them. So you don't have any other way to connect but through social media then and texting or whatever to get to know them. So you have to build that trust and the bond with them.
And I think building trust, one of the key things that you said right there is a quick way to build trust is to do what you're doing, that message where you're not sharing anything Scentsy. You're not asking them to do anything Scentsy for you. You're just like, hey, I haven't heard from you in a while. What's going on? And then they know that you care about them more. It means more to you to get to know them than it is just about making another Scentsy sale.
Right. You don't want your customers always feel like that you're just notifying them for a sale. You don't want them to feel like they're a dollar sign.
Mhm.
You want them to feel like that if they're okay with saying no, that they didn't want to buy something. You don't want them to feel like, okay, well, great, this person's messaging me again for a sale. I'm just not going to respond. It's like you still have to build some kind of connection, even if it's not an everyday best friend connection. You still have to build some kind of connection to be able to get them to trust you and want to just buy from you when they need to.
It truly is communicating with your customers. So I love that. And you say it's not like you just don't know how, like maybe you're just lucky or something you said. Like
I don't know.
it's just like how I get such high PRV, but that's it right there. Like your relationships with people are strong.
Yeah.
And then I imagine your vendor events that you do bring you in contact and get you connected to people. And that's how you're growing
Yes.
your sphere.
And most of my customers are local to me, because most of my vendor events are very local. This year alone, I think I've only done one that's not in my town. I picked up an event that is a farmer's market that I work with. I got in connection with this girl that runs the farmer market in town every other week. I'm in with the village that does two big events every year. So my next one is September. That one alone in the last 2 years, I've done it. I've done almost $2,000 just at that event
Wow,
in a town of 5,000 people.
that's crazy.
So, I mean, yeah, so it's just a matter of like being that, you have to be able to be that outgoing person and want to be out there. Events aren't for everybody, but parties aren't for me. A lot of people prefer parties. I prefer events.
Yeah, and
I
a lot
think
of
just
people,
because you meet more people and you see people face to face, as opposed to most people now want to do Facebook parties.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, there's so many different ways that you can build your business, and that's what I love about
Mhm.
having this open panel. Now, tell us, what is one tip or trick that you have for everyone when it comes to sponsoring?
I really don't have one. I will tell you that I suck at sponsoring. I will be very honest with you with Alaska. I got lucky because the people that I sponsored, I actually sponsored at the end of the grow with the flow, whatever the last spring incentive was, is part 2 of Grow with the Flow. They all joined. I had 5 people that recruited that joined the very end of that. So when we went into fall, all I had to do was work with them to help build their business and promote to get those points. Obviously, I think I recruited one new person, and it was totally by accident. It was totally by accident. It was just like, all right, fine, I'll join just to help you out. It's kind of like what I did with Tanya. Fine, I'll just join whatever works for you and helps you out. I'm not going to sell the stuff anyway. I buy enough of it. I'll just do it for me. And it just happened by accident that I woke up one morning and she's like, surprise, I joined. I was like, well, dang. So as far as recruiting tips, I have not mastered actually getting somebody to actually jump in and join so easily. Right now, currently, I have 2 people that I'm doing a party for that are interested in joining to hopefully flip. If it doesn't make it to the 200 PRV, I am gifting their kits. I did the same thing Yana did, built up parties from spring. I have 5 open parties that have kits available on so that I can give those kits away to get people to join. If they're interested. But I don't want to just like say, hey, I got 5 free kits. Do you want to join? It's like I want somebody who's at least somewhat interested in doing it.
Awesome.
So I'm working with 2 right now. One is actually my daughter. So to be honest with you, don't think that's going to go very far. But but another girl is she messaged me and she's like, hey, I used to do sales already. It went bad during the COVID or whatever. I'm really interested in this as I need to make money. And right now I can't even get a job because she's on disability or something. So we're working her party now and hopefully something will happen with that.
So
we have a question for Lisa. At your events, do you sell on hand inventory, or are people placing orders via your website?
Most are items on hand, but I have taken orders at parties. I will say, I find at events, most people don't want to place orders. They want to just buy it now and walk away. In my experience, at least what I've done in the last 3 years. So most of mine is cash and carry, but whatever I sell, even cash and carry, I'll take it and put it right back in. So then I use it as restock. So if I sell a lot of bars that day, I'll restock on bars. If I sell a lot of flowers that day, I'll take that money in and I'll buy more of the flowers. So that still goes back in
to your PRV, and you're placing orders to replace your inventory. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. So I think, just to wrap up, because I know Dawn's going to share with us some more information as well. We're going to play a game, and we want to leave some time for some discussion and questions, and we're going to run out of time if we're not careful. But what I want to just kind of say about these 3 rock star consultants that you heard from this evening is, I hope you can really feel that they run their business similarly but different. Lisa doesn't do parties. She does a lot of shows, right? She's good at relationships. Melissa does parties and she's really good at relationships. Yana has done a lot of Facebook parties, but she's really good at follow up and relationships as well, right? So they all kind of, that's just an example. Everyone has some similarities. And when I say this, it's important that you don't think you have to do everything that each of these ladies is doing to be successful. Because if you do that, you are going to be overwhelmed and a very unhappy person. That is not realistic, okay? The goal here isn't for you to walk away and say, I need to now go do vendor shows and I have to book a bunch of parties and I need to look at my reports so I can figure out who I'm gonna, find out what you're gonna be good at in selling and get your niche down on how you offer the party or the join opportunity and start pouring into your teams when you build your team, okay? Figure out what your niche is, figure out what it's going to be. Okay. Dawn, I'm going to let you go ahead. We'll use this as a transition because I know Dawn never did vendor shows in Lake County, but I always like to do vendor shows. And we get along great and we have a lot of the same ideas about things, but that was not your flavor to do at all. And that was fine. She's been successful doing her thing and I just did a little bit different.
Yeah. Yep. Well, thanks, gals, for all your awesome ideas and sharing with us what you guys have done. I'm going to just do a quick sharing of my screen, if it works. Let's see. Oh, it worked. Okay. This won't be long, I promise. But one of the things that I wanted to chat with you guys about is a lot of times when it comes to incentive trips, I don't know if you guys are anything like me or others probably on this call, it sometimes can be discouraging because maybe in the past you've tried really hard to earn a trip and you didn't, or maybe you think, oh, well, it can happen for her, but not for me. Like maybe deep down inside, maybe you feel like you're not worth it, or you don't have whatever the excuse is. Like we've all had that bad thinking, right? That negative thinking. That we've had to overcome. So you guys, we're in the business of selling good smells, right? And that doesn't mean that our brains are always going to be in a good place. But we can combat those thoughts with doing those activities. And a lot of them are what these ladies have already shared. I need to move this over. Okay. What these ladies have already shared. So you guys, when you go to your workstation, you'll see a list of all these things that you need to do to earn points, right? So, and you can see even a breakdown of what it will take to earn the trip. It gives you a breakdown if you're a star consultant, what you need to do to earn it. It breaks it down for you, how many points you need and all the things. It gives you examples. So you guys can go through that on your own and figure out oh, okay, I'm a star consultant. I need this many points if I do this, and it breaks it down for you. But what I wanted to just really talk about is, since he's setting us up, Chris said earlier, setting us up for success, right? So if you earn the trip or not, no matter what, if you shoot for the stars, what's this quote? If you shoot for the stars, you'll land. Shoot for the moon, you'll land on this with the stars. I don't know, something like that. But you guys know what I mean. If you really try, and even if you don't earn the trip, you'll have success. You'll have a better paycheck. You'll have a bigger team. You'll maybe promote. You'll maybe, all these different things that lead to more money in your pocket, which is really why most of us do Scentsy, right? Let's be honest. So I just wanted to share some things that the tried and true things that we have to do in our business that over time have worked, right? And it's never going to change no matter what happens in our society or with the world or with monkeypox or anything else. Like this is going to be tried and true no matter what. And that's what Cincy has done for us, right? So plan for at least 1,000 PRV each month. Talk to 10 or more people each month about the business opportunity. The ladies talked about offering these kits from discounted kits from parties. That's a great way to do it. Work with your frontline on goals and promotions. Yana, I think it was, that talked about reports, breaking down those reports and figuring out who is close to a promotion and who's not, and the ones to really focus on and find, figure out the ones that are really wanting to do more with their business. Know what you need to do for your next promotion. And that sometimes leads back to the work with your front lines, because sometimes you need those many times you need those front lines to get to promote. You can't promote on your own unless you're certified. Essential to Certified is the only one you can do it by yourself as your own team. After that, you have to have a team. And all of these line up with all these different points that you guys can see here. Follow up. It's important to follow up with your hosts, your recruits, your customers on a consistent basis. Like the ladies were talking about, follow up is really that relationship building piece. And then touch your business for at least 15 minutes a day with IPA. Does anybody know what that stands for? Income producing activities. And so we're going to talk about that in a second, what those things are. All these things that we're listing are IPAs actually. And those are you guys hear me say all the time, those non-negotiable things that you need to be doing with your business, which is really these tried and true things that I'm listing here. Attend trainings, which you guys can get 5,000 points, or 5,000, I wish, 500 points for attending World Tour, which is typically January, February, if I remember correctly. And it's typically in a city close to where you are, at least a few hours away, if not closer. So that shows you how important it is to show up to events, right? Show up to these events. Applause for you all that are here for showing up for this. Even like listening to different podcasts or trainings in your car when you're driving, like these are all little things you could just be doing when you're just doing normal things, maybe when you're cooking or when you're on a walk, instead of just walking and not listening to anything, listen to a book that's going to help build your business. Did I skip one? Be paid at title each month. That's one that you're going to get extra points for. So that's something you're going to want to shoot for and work with your frontline to help that happen. And then attend trainings is one. Hold on, I gotta move this. I can't see. And then train others to do the same. All these things, simple, not necessarily easy, but they're simple, right? It just takes consistency to do all these things. Let's see, can I move this? There we go. Take daily consistent actions for income producing activities. The key word here is being consistent. Change happens when you're consistently doing those income producing activities in your business and in your life, like the different areas in your life that you want to see change, you show up and you do those things consistently. Okay, so what I want to talk about is limit, and we don't have a lot of time here, so we'll just kind of go over, maybe you guys can use the chat room to talk about limit the busy work. These are all good things, right? These are all things that could potentially, possibly lead to income producing, but not necessarily. So sample making, playing on Canva, like creating like an image on Canva, making your packages really extra pretty and like spending 10 minutes on each package. These are all great things. And if that brings you joy, go just do it anyway. But sometimes we're doing it because, oh, well, Sally does it and she gets, I know she's been successful with her business. So now I feel like I should have to do it too. And you don't have to compare yourself. Like it's okay to not do the thing Sally's doing. It's okay. Playing on social media, just spending too much time on social media, scrolling and doing nothing. Like instead of that, spend 15 minutes on your own business. Doing what? these income producing activities. All of these things that you're seeing here on are the things that are going to bring you income and success and potentially a trip to Cabo or New York or Quebec or what's the other one? Cruise. So just focus on those. And if you guys can think of any other like just fluffy, fun things that we waste a lot of time on with our businesses that could be a good thing, but might be a waste of time, share those. And please don't feel guilty if you do it and you have joy doing it. Fine, that's fine. But really, at the end of the day, you want to at least spend 15 minutes or more a day doing income producing activities. And then if you have time left over, do these other things. And then I just wanted to, this is a lot, oops, I hit mute. Are you guys there? Okay. I know this is a lot of words and it's okay. I'm not going to go through each thing. But I think a lot of times we are guilty of self-sabotaging. We don't think that we're worth it, maybe for whatever reason. Maybe there's trauma in our life, or there's just a lot of self-doubt, and it leads us to maybe work on the busy things, those busy things that we just talked about, instead of doing the income producing activities. Instead of like calling a couple people to host a party, you're like, let me just make some samples. Like, I need to be working on my business. I'll just work on some samples. Well, that's great, but you already have 80 samples sitting in your drawer that you never passed out. How about you not work on the samples tonight and you call 3 people or talk to 3 people and get them to figure out a way for them to host a party, online party, home party, vendor event, whatever. Work on those things. So I just think that there's so much truth to self-sabotage. And I know I've been guilty of it. How many on here have been guilty at some point in your business of self-sabotage? You guys, probably each one of you are raising your hand. And these are things: tend to procrastinate, you break promises to yourself, you identify with negative thoughts, you have fear of what if I fail, you are doubting your dreams, and you make excuses for all of your behaviors. We've all been there, done that. And it's time to say, you guys are worth the hard work. You guys are worth saying, I want to earn this trip and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to do it. I want to be successful in this business. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to do it. And I don't need to procrastinate anymore. I don't need to be breaking promises to myself anymore. I wrote something down earlier and I wanted to find it because it talked about fear, but I can't remember what I said. Oh, stop running away from your fears. The fear if I fail. If you fail, you still are good, are better off than you were before you even tried to earn this trip, you guys. If you fail, the fear of, and my dear friend Amanda talked about it on one of the, I can't remember, the Unity, is it Unity? Anyway, yeah, that one. She talked about really fear is we're intimidated. And I was like, that's so good. Like our fears typically are we're intimidated by what if, or, whatever the situation is. It's typically our brain, and our brain is protecting us because it wants to be comfortable, you guys. Our brains and our souls want to be comfortable. But the reality is we all deserve to have success. And we all deserve to live our best life and to dream big and be big, So here's some hope. Recognize self-sabotage habits. Take time for self-reflecting. I lost my plug. Okay. Take time for self-reflecting. And the thing I wrote down about self-reflecting is, if you take that time in the evening to say what worked, what didn't work, what did I do good, what did I do bad, it helps you to retrain your brain to be better eventually. It might not happen right away, but it changes your pattern. So change your pattern of behavior. And you don't really know sometimes that your patterns are off until you start to reflect and figure that out. And then make small, meaningful changes. You guys, 15 minutes a day. It's really all it takes. 15 minutes a day to make those follow-up calls, to place those orders, to do the things, the income producing activities we talked about earlier. And then set goals and make plans. Somebody mentioned it earlier, how important that was to write it down. I think it was Melissa. Write it down. You guys don't understand how close you could have been if you would have written it down, and unless you write it down. Oops. So stop that, or let's simplify that stinking thinking. Let's simplify it. We can start thinking more positively about where we're headed, and do those consistent things that are actually going to make us feel better about ourselves. You guys know I've been on a journey of total, like, I'm just doing better with my health. And I will say that before I started to make action in my workout process, it was harder for me to think good about myself. It was harder for me to break past to overcome all these different obstacles and things. And I continually shamed myself, and I would feel bad because I didn't show up for myself that day, and I knew I needed to and whatnot. But what changed was I made an effort to do something that I knew would work for me, or I thought would work for me. I bought something that worked for me. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to buy something for yourself, but I started making action towards something that I knew would work or could work. And all the action, when you start acting, it changes your identity. Even if it's 15, 20, 30 minutes a day, it starts to change the way you think about yourself. And all of a sudden I was like, I'm showing up consistently. I'm doing these things consistently, 15, 20, 30 minutes a day. And I am now a fitness person. Like, I never thought I was a fitness person. And I'm now like, I don't even know if that's what they're called, but I'm a fitness person. Like, my identity has completely changed, and you'll see it on my social media. I probably post too much, but I don't care. That's just where I'm at right now. But that took action. And action is what it's going to take for you guys to earn this trip. So stop buying into the thought that you can't do it, because you absolutely can, because you can do hard things. And these aren't things, we're not asking you guys to build a pyramid like the Egyptians. We're not asking you to do that, because that's real hard. But you guys, you can totally earn this trip. Tell the negative committee that meets inside your head, we all have them, to shut the heck up and sit down. And then I wanted to the last thing I wanted to say is that these actions are going to lead us to, like I said earlier, like my identity now. I'm a fitness person. I wasn't that before. I wasn't that in February. I changed because the action. So you can now say, because you acted tonight and you showed up on this call, that you're a trip earner. You're going to earn this trip, and believe it, know it, say it, like, be confident in this, that can earn this trip. And maybe it's not a trip that you're really looking for. So you can fill in the blank. I am a successful Scentsy director, or I am a whatever. But I hope that made sense. I don't know, but I just wanted you guys to know that you guys have what it takes. You have what it takes to do this. Just start acting like you're a trip earner, because it'll happen. The trips will come. I'm not anything really that special. I just know that I was determined when I started my Scentsy business that I was going to make this thing work, and I wanted to make some money with it. And the trips, I was doing all those things, and the trips started naturally coming because I was doing the PRV, I was doing the recruiting, and I've been to so many places because Scentsy, I was never a traveler, and I actually protected myself because I guess it was a little bit of self-sabotage, fear of I'll probably never be a traveler. So I didn't even try to travel. But since he can change that, right? It's 9 o'clock. And I want to make sure that we have do our giveaway. Sorry if I talked too long. But I just hope you guys understand that you have it in you to do what it takes to earn this trip, and stop listening to this thing in our head that keeps trying to protect us and keep us out of our to keep us in our comfort zone and protected. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my phone number, and you guys are going to text me. If you already have my phone number, don't text me yet because I have something special for you guys to text me. And the first 4 people that come through my text will be our winners. And so what you're going to text me is you're going to text me, I am a, and then fill in the blank. Trip earner, successful director, I am a whatever. You can fill in the blank, whatever that is for you. Try to make it Cincy related-ish. And so you're going to type that in your text right now. I am a, okay? Don't send it yet, Camelia. I know she has my phone number. And so I am a, and then here's my phone number. I'm going to type it. It's 847, don't call me, text me, 970-8251. And then the first 4 people come through, they're gonna get a gift card. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's see who was first. First one was, whose number ends in, I should have had you give me your name too. You guys hear all the dings? Now I'm going to stalk everybody. I'm going to send you guys all lots of spam. I'm just kidding. The first person who sent me a message was 5544, the last 4 digits.
Who was it?
Who was that? I'm going to say, who is this? And then next person is 2013.
That's me. Hi, Dawn.
Who's
Erin.
that?
Hi.
Erin.
Hi,
I'm
Erin.
from Wyoming. Hi.
Hi, Erin.
Hey.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Okay. So we didn't figure out the first person yet. Oh, Shanna. Is that how you say your name? Or Shayna?
Shayna Lacey.
Yeah. She's number, sorry, let's see. Erin, I forget how to spell your name. MUHLENEE. Oh, good. Are you writing them all down?
I am.
Okay. So the first one was Shayna or Shanna, and then Erin, and then the next one, the last 4 digits is 7470.
Oh, that's Michelle.
Michelle Slade. Is
Yep.
that who it is? Okay.
Uh-huh.
I'm glad I have your number now. Okay. And then last but not least is Camelia Cologne.
Woo!
I know her number. So was that 4? That was 4, right?
Yeah, that's far. Okay, congratulations, guys.
And you wrote them all down, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. All right. So we wanted to, you guys can get off if you want, but we wanted to leave some time for you guys to do some Q&A. If you have any questions about maybe what was said or about Cincy or about anything, really. We just want to open that space for you guys. And I love reading all these. I'm a good recruiter. Yes. I'm a successful director. Yes. I'm a consistent seller. Good job, guys. That's awesome.
Does anyone have any
Awesome.
questions or comments or anything that they would like to share with the rest of the group?
I put it in the chat, but I thought in case some people don't read the chat, I was looking for a simple system today, scouring different things that I found. I've looked at different systems and they just are either too complicated or just not things I really do in my business right now. But I've been feeling overwhelmed, so I'm looking for a simple system. and I'm getting to the where it matches here, but I found one it's a simple system, and it had habit ideas, and it goes along with what Dawn was just saying, and I posted it in all of the pages, and I posted just this, but then I decided I'd post the whole file, but it has different sales, sponsoring, coaching, prospecting, networking, and other, and then if it's income producing, low impact, lead producing, or just maintenance. So it's just a list of things to look at to, think about those income producing activities that we were talking about today. So I posted it on the team pages.
I appreciate you for doing that. I love that you did that. And you said something that I think is so common right now, is that you feel overwhelmed. And there's so much going on, and there's LTOs, and there's launches, and there's an incentive, and then you're tracking orders, and we gotta, now we're moving up the date. We can get the castle, we can get our redemptions on the castle. And sometimes all that information.
That's just fancy. Like, let's not talk about the real life stuff.
Yeah.
Not that
And then you
not
have
real
a
life,
job.
but-
Right. Then you have a job, and then you've got kids, and then you've got like these random things, and then you get on social media and you scroll for an hour over stupid things that it sucks your time, right?
Accidentally watch one video, and then you realize you've been watching videos for an hour.
So having a list like that can really cause you to question, is what I am doing hyper focusing on what I desire to have in my life? Is this part of the goal that I'm searching for? Am I self-sabotaging myself by procrastinating doing the hard things because I'm over here distracted with reels and watching a half an hour of reels, right? So thank you so much, because I'm really I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. So the key is to focus on those income producing activities more frequently and less self-sabotaging habits to get the results that you deserve, and to do it consistently. It doesn't have to be hours and hours. There's a lot of you here who cannot do that, but you can still be just as successful by putting in the work on the right things. So thank you. You're the bomb.
And I love that the other thing I want to add to that is that there's a lot of people that I think just give up and aren't even willing to try different and figure out different. And I just want to commend you and others who have done the same, that keep trying and keep searching and trying to figure out your space, right? Like you keep trying, and that says a lot about who you are. And I just commend you for even looking and doing all the research and sharing it.
And Dawn, I think on that note too, I'm guilty of like trying new things, and I don't give them enough time. So as soon as I feel like, after the first month it's not working, you bail out. And that's something I'm trying to do better at.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
I think it's 90 days. You have to give it a try for a full 90 days.
Yeah.
Amber, I think that self-sabotaging list sometimes can probably speak to people like you and I, right? Like, you try it, you didn't get the results right away, so you're like, oh, well, it's not going to work for me.
Yeah.
Say something real quick? Can I say
Yeah.
something real quick? What about the new travel twist?
I love them. I just got mine today.
I love them, and you know what? I closed out this large party like we all do, and I ordered all these travel twists with the Hostess Rewards, and I'm getting them out to my favorite customers, and I'm really hoping to see a lot of sales because I just think they're great. So I'm gonna follow up with everybody. So wish me luck. I ordered about 10 of them I had, and of course I have to put my little ribbon on it, but I just think they're great.
Yes.
Cozy cardigan in the travel twist is amazing.
Hey,
It really,
Sharon, I have an idea for you too.
I love this cozy cardigan. Yes.
I have an idea for you. Everybody that you give one to, follow up and ask them to write you a review on your social media.
Yes.
Oh, that was,
Ooh,
I was
Yeah.
just gonna say that someone posted that and I thought it was genius, and I actually posted it in my page yesterday that I was looking for 10 people to be a product tester with those rules. Like, all you need to do is post a review on my VIP page and post pictures of how you're using it with what your likes and dislikes are about this product. And I had 6 people right away are like, I'm in. I'm in.
Oh, nice. That's a
That's
great idea.
awesome.
Yeah, that
And I
is.
think it's great because with it being a new product, the more people that
Yeah.
test it and, and they post that they like it or whatever, it'll get people familiar. People get scared of new products
Yeah.
going, well, okay, I don't know what that is and what that does, or
Yeah, that's what I thought with orders going out. Anybody, that's ordering from me, I'm giving them, I put a little note that it's a new product, and I don't know, I just love them. I mean, they all smell so good, and I think this is going to be a really good seller. I really
they're
do.
actually bigger in size than I thought they were going to be.
Yeah, I really like them.
I was shocked.
Yes.
I'm still waiting on mine.
Mine literally just came today, so I was waiting too. Tanya kept flashing them in my face going, look at all these things I got. And I'm like, stop, I didn't get mine.
I love them. So I'll see how it goes. I'm hoping, like I says, I'm getting them out there, and I'm hoping that everyone loves them as much as I do.
You do the cutest things too. So that's so
Yeah,
awesome,
she does.
Sharon. I love it.
They
Thank
kind
you.
of look like Christmas ornaments with the ribbons
Uh-huh.
on them.
Yes.
And that's really, oh goodness, that's something for Christmas.
Hey.
Long little cord on it. I mean, you could really make these little ornaments. Thank you.
Put your little sticker on it, being that it's round. You can put it on the back and make it an ornament.
I nominate Sharon to come up with the whole idea and show us on our next call how to make them into cute Christmas ornaments.
Yeah, really, that's perfect size. Mhm. Right.
I love that.
Good one.
I'm going to have a Scentsy tree this year. No, I'm kidding. Maybe if I
Yeah.
had 2, I would.
You put one in my office last year
Did you?
with little wax bars hanging on it and pods and whatever. So
Cute.
then when people will come to shop my open house, it was already on the tree.
Hey, I like that.
Mhm.
That's smart. Anybody else have questions, ideas, anything else? Crickets. Well, I thank you guys for joining us tonight. It's always good to see your beautiful faces and hear your ideas. And, it's such a great community that we have. Women empowering women helping to rise. We rise by lifting others. And I just am so appreciative and grateful for you ladies and for your just great attitudes and willingness to help each other out, and just being here and being better for yourself. You guys, it's going to be big what's going to happen this year, and it's going to be so worth the hard work in 6 months. What you're doing now is going to be beneficial in 6 months. Like, many promotions are going to happen from you ladies. I'm seeing it. So keep working hard. And I know I love you and appreciate you guys. And I know Chris does too. And so does Stella. Stella doesn't
Okay,
even
I love
know
your
exactly
doggy.
who you are, but I
Yeah.
promise you Stella will love you if she was in your face right now. She
Stella
would lick your
believes in
faces.
you. She wants you guys all to go on a trip. She likes to go on trips too. She heard trip, and I think she's like, I want to go. Pick me.
Pick me. Yay, Stella. All right. Well, thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of your week. And I can't wait to see all the consistent things you guys are doing in your businesses, income producing.
And share on our team pages, you guys. Share some of this. If there's something that you find, like, just please, if it's going to help the rest, please share what you're doing on our team pages. We want to hear from you. That's why we run these team pages. Makes it more fun when we see what you're working on as well. So.
Yep. Agreed. Good night, guys.
Bye, guys. Love you. Bye.
Bye.